Insider people, so we're back again and we're out here, and I've got the absolute buy me a coffee. One love to the people that have treated Aztec Media to a coffee over the last 12 months. Big love to you guys. So yeah, the main video was about the positives that I've had with medical cannabis, and then the negatives. So the positives for me was, you know, the basic ones. You know, you're not having to go out to the black market and find a strain. You're not having to take that risk when it comes to law enforcement. Sourcing it is quite easy because obviously we've got a website we can go to, we've got pharmacies that we can go to, and we can be advised. So they were the positives. Yes, either people, another positive with being on medical cannabis is knowing the information of what you're putting in your system is actually in the bag of what you're receiving. For me, that was a heavy positive, you know, and I was just happy to know that I wasn't coming smoking something off the black market and the next day feel like I've had a hangover from something that's just took my head off my shoulders and I can't think straight, I can't concentrate and things like that. So that was a positive for UK medical cannabis. So yeah, people, as I was saying, another positive for me was being able to see a menu of all different strains, and the cultivators that was bringing these strains to a menu wasn't from the UK. So that was another positive. I was like, yes, we've got Cali strains coming in. Yes, we've got strains coming in from, you know, Portugal. Yes, you know, we've got strains now coming in from Thailand, as far as Thailand. We've got strains coming in from Australia. So for me, as a MedBud reviewer and as somebody that's always been one of them that likes to go try different flavors, different strains, bit of a strain hunter, you know, growing up over the last 30 years around the black market, you've had to go through a lot of shit weed to find the good weed. Now it's the same thing here with the medical. I find you're having to go through a lot of strains before you're getting to know the real stuff, and that's why then you have medical cannabis reviewers that are jumping on it, doing their videos, trying to give their input, and I fully support that. That was another positive to why I liked the medical cannabis scene. The community that was starting to be built around the medical cannabis scene was a community that, you know, I feel like, well, where have all these people been all my life? Because all these people are in the same boat as me, are still all using medical cannabis to help with their needs and their conditions. And for the first time, you know, there was people there that you could conversate with, speak to, you know, get to know, this, that, the other. So the socializing aspect kind of came back into medical cannabis for me. And I thought, yeah, this is really good, you know what I mean? We started to get a few strains in, and we were quite happy. We're still quite happy to this day. But what I'm trying to do is, people that are not on medical cannabis and that are coming into medical cannabis, all these things are worth thinking about when it comes to actually going for it, because it's not just as easy as signing up. There's a cost to it. Now, if you're already in a black market and you're spending X amount of money anyway on the black market because, you know, you're trying to find your medication for your conditions, and then you come over to medical cannabis, you're going to be expected to have that amount of money every month coming through, because they want you to buy X amount of grams a month. Now let's just say, for instance, 60 grams, roughly about 400 and odd quid on medical. If you wanted to split that 60 grams down to, well, I'll buy 30 grams now and I'll buy 30 grams at the end of the month, they're going to charge you £9 for splitting that, okay, as a delivery fee. So there is little quirks here and there within the medical cannabis to where, you know, it's not free, it's private, you're paying for your medication. And some people will be like, well, I'm paying that anyway on the black market, so I'm not bothered, I've got all the money in the world and I can pay for my medical. Fair enough, salutes to you people. Now, I'm not one of them that can't afford my medical. I'm one of them that, you know, I'm quite fortunate to be able to pay for medical. But I then didn't want to run away with a channel that was going to leave the people that are struggling, that cannot get onto medical cannabis, the people that are struggling, that can't afford to pay £10 a gram. And when the prices do come down on Medbud Market, it's an absolute catfest of reviewers, of medical patients, of everybody trying to get hold of that one strain because it's dropped down in price to £4 a gram. So yes, the people, another positive with being on medical cannabis is that you are legal. You are legal to get in your car as long as that you are not impaired, and to drive about and carry your medical with you. For heaven bid you do get pulled and the police start questioning what you do have on your persons, that you can back that up with your script. That is a positive. Being able to fly abroad with your medical to certain countries that do allow medical cannabis into their countries is another plus. You can only buy 10 grams at a time on medical cannabis, because as of yet they've not started to reduce that 10 gram buy. We were hoping to see 5 grams to help out with them people that are on lower budgets, maybe 3.5s to help with them people on budgets. But unfortunately, the positive is, if we get that, the negative will be every time you're buying drips and drabs, you have to pay them £9 charges for delivery. Unfortunately, people, it's a two-tier system for the government to be able to suppress people and say, well, I tell you what, we'll have the people that have got a bit of money and we'll take what they've got, and we'll suppress the people that haven't got it, and certain people with conditions that might not qualify under our box ticking forms, and we'll leave them to suffer on the black market in debt, massive amounts of debt, £1,000 a month, £500 a month, giving it to others. You know, why are we not generating this to be for England as a whole? Now for me, guys, I'm just having a wake and bake. You know, I like to get things off my chest. It's something that I never did with Channel 1. Channel 1, I was just like, review, do I like it, score rating, see you later, see you on the next one. And now I look back, I think I was in the hype. I was running away with the fact that we've got medical cannabis here, and you know, it's a brilliant thing to be celebrating. Positives all day long, and I fully support it. But at the same time, with a positive, there's always a negative. And as a medical patient of 3 years, these are the things that you need to be looking into if you're looking to come from the black market to become legal here in the UK to be on medical cannabis. And it'd be nice for some of them bigger channels that are under their security blankets on the other side of the fence, watching the gate open and watching the gate close, to be getting involved with some of these channels that are only just starting out and trying to give them some positivity. Try and give them something to aim for. Don't be giving them fake news to hype up yourself. You know, this is medical cannabis, and with the black market it's just the same. You know, we've lost the social aspect of it all. You know, you don't even get a smiler off your drug dealer on the black market. At least with the postman comes with a smile. So there's another positive over a negative. So there's loads of things that we can all talk about and get involved with. You know, I was thinking about maybe trying to arrange some sort of patient meeting, do a bit of a fun day, whatever it may be. You know, we can talk about this, you know, as we go forward, but I think patients here in the UK should be getting together. Black market people should be allowed to come and integrate with medical patients with no stigma to who they may be or who they may are, or why they're on medical cannabis and why they're taking this and why they're doing. That should be irrelevant, because we're all there for the same thing, and it's to promote the plant for what it is. Yes, I the people. So one of the positives for me was being able to reduce the intake of tablet form medication from the doctors for my conditions. Was I successful with that? I have been successful with that. We have reduced it a little bit, not as much as I want it to be, because ideally I want to fully come off all tablet form of medication and stick to cannabis flower only. So that was another positive for me. That was another win for me. I also wanted to come away from tobacco, and we are getting there with the tobacco slowly but surely, and we are trying to use the positives within the medical cannabis community to help us with that. So that is a positive out of that one. Another positive, you know, it's helping people's medical conditions. A negative, people are coming in from the black market thinking it's a black market thing. Medical cannabis is for people's conditions, to help their conditions, my people. Do not get it twisted. This is not the black market game. So yes, I the people, as you can see, we're back in the Builder Truder shed, and this video took a bit long, so I've had to go away, think about it, come back again, try and relay it off. So it's not always been as easy to get these videos across, as you can see, but we've got our next brew in the next cup and we're having it. So anyway guys, let's talk about the positives and negatives. But if you think I'm chatting shit, get down in the comments and just, you know, give us your input. Give us what you think, guys. You know, if you think that I've spoke and, you know, it's a decent video, give it a like, give us a sub. Do you know what I mean, people? If you think you know, this video is just a bit too negative and a bit whatever, fair enough. Get in the comments, let us know, guys, because without your input it's hard for us to relate to other people. Now I don't see many people out here from the medical cannabis community that are willing to openly talk about, you know, things that people don't want to talk about, and certain areas of the black market people don't want to come into the medical cannabis communities, and because it's a divided thing. We all need to stick together, people. We need to push the right to grow. We need to push the government to release cannabis for everybody. And that's just my take on it, people. Aztec Media, I'm going to finish this 420. We are in the Builder Truder Wooder Shed. Give us a like, give us a share, give us a subscribe. Aztec Media, I'm a big fan of the medical cannabis community. I will be getting medical cannabis going forward, because I don't really trust the black market. And I've had bad experiences with black market. So for me, unless I've got the right to grow my own, I'm stuck with medical cannabis, with the positives and with the negatives, my people. Aztec Media, one love. We'll see you on the next one, guys.